7 days. That is all it takes to ignite a transformation so strong that you might not even recognize yourself. This week we are delving deeply, not only into deeds, but also into a mindset that has endured across time. The ancient Stoics believed that mastery of yourself is the path to actual power. And today, I'll walk over 10 straightforward, doable actions to demonstrate their wisdom. This is more than a glow-up. This is the beginning of a whole new way of living. Let's get started. Step 1. Start your day with stillness. Marcus Aurelius once stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Recognize this, and you will discover the strength you need." Take a moment to consider that. What if you could begin each day by asserting that power? For the next week, we will start each day with a period of quiet. This practice, which has been refined over the years by those who seek serenity and clarity in a chaotic world, is inspired by the Stoics. This is not only about meditation, it is also about making time for oneself. A refuge before the world requires your focus. Now, let me tell you exactly what I want you to do. As soon as you wake up, do not grab your phone or start working on your to-do list. Look for a peaceful and cozy spot in your house instead. It could be your favorite chair, a cushion on the floor, or even the edge of your bed. Sit down with your back straight, yet relaxed. Your hands should be lying on your lap or on your knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose and close your eyes. Keep it in for a few seconds, then let it out of your mouth carefully. Continue doing this for a few cycles until you notice your body starting to relax. While you are breathing, focus your attention on the inside. Pay attention to how your body feels. Notice your heartbeat, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, and the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs. You may find yourself thinking about the day ahead, worrying or becoming distracted by random thoughts. That's typical. Don't resist it. Instead, recognize such ideas and allow them to float away like leaves on a stream. Gently redirect your attention to your breath or the feeling of your body being connected to the present moment. When you feel calm and focused, take this chance to decide what you want to do today. Consider this important question: what can I control today? If you have a journal close by, write it down. This is in complete agreement with the Stoic principle of concentrating just on what you can control, which includes your thoughts, actions, and attitude. Let go of everything else, including the traffic, the weather, and the views of other people. It is beyond your control, and fretting about it will just drain your energy. Don't be concerned if you have a hard time sitting in silence. There are many methods for practicing silence. You might concentrate on one phrase or affirmation that you feel a connection to. For example, you could say, "I am in control of my responses," or "Today I will act with purpose." As you breathe, say it to yourself in your head. This technique not only helps you relax, but it also sets the mood for the rest of your day. You might be asking yourself, why does this matter so much? The solution can be found in the way our minds work. The majority of us begin our days in a reactive mode. We check our phones, respond to emails, or ruminate about all the things we didn't accomplish the day before. This puts us in a defensive position right from the beginning. However, by spending only 10 minutes in silence, you are taking charge. You are moving from reaction mode to production mode. You are developing mental resilience, clarity, and focus, qualities that the Stoics believed were necessary for a fulfilling existence. I understand that it may be a little awkward at the beginning. Your mind may try to drag you away from your focus and toward distractions. That's okay. This is not about doing it perfectly. It is about being there for yourself. You have still made time for intentionality in your day, even if your mind is wandering the whole time. That is already a victory. This is the challenge you will be working on this week. Make sure you do this practice every morning without fail. Only 10 minutes of being still. After you have completed it, I would like you to return to this video and leave a comment about your experience. Did you feel more relaxed, more concentrated? Or perhaps you observed that it changed the way you went about the remainder of your day. I am looking forward to hearing your stories. Step 2. Practice voluntary discomfort. Seneca once said, "Choose a certain number of days during which you will be satisfied with the cheapest and most meager fare, with rough and coarse clothing, and say to yourself during this time, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" This is not simply a philosophical concept. It is a real activity that helps you develop resilience and thankfulness. When we intentionally choose to feel uncomfortable, we lessen the power that fear and luxury have over us. That is our plan for this week. Here is the challenge. For the following 7 days, make a commitment to do something small but significant that takes you out of your comfort zone every day. Begin with something basic, like taking a cold shower. The cold water will be a shock to your system, but it will remind you that you are capable of withstanding suffering for a limited period of time. Take deep breaths and remain calm while the water flows over you. Pay attention to how your body adapts. It is a physical metaphor for life. Discomfort is temporary, and you emerge from it stronger than before. If you don't like taking cold showers, there are many other ways to practice voluntary suffering. For one day, go without your favorite indulgence. No dessert, no coffee, and no social media. Instead of driving, consider walking or biking to your location. Even if you wouldn't ordinarily choose them, wear clothes that are simpler. Have a simple dinner without any fancy seasonings or embellishments. These are not punishments, they are experiments to see how little you actually need to succeed. The wonderful thing about this practice is that it removes everything that is not needed and makes you face your worries. You take charge of discomfort when you willingly accept it. You are no longer a victim of life's obstacles. You are actively participating in them and educating yourself to confront them directly. You may even find yourself asking, like Seneca did, "Is this the situation that I was afraid of?" Most of the time, the answer is no. The things we avoid because we are scared of them are not as terrible as we think they are. However, there is another aspect to consider. You begin to appreciate the things you usually take for granted when you move outside of your comfort zone. A warm blanket feels like a luxury after taking a cold shower. A dry pair of socks seems like a blessing after you have been walking in the rain. You understand that a fulfilling existence does not require constant comforts. In reality, the most basic things can sometimes provide the most happiness. Now, here is an advice from an expert. This week, make sure to keep a journal. Make a list of all the things you do that make you uncomfortable and think about how they make you feel. Did it shove you? Has it altered your perception of your limitations? Did it make you feel more thankful for the comforts you already have? This process of reflection is just as vital as the practice itself. It helps you remember the teachings and makes them part of who you are. So are you prepared to accept discomfort? Begin with a modest step, but give it your all. You will be surprised by how strong you are and how much this practice changes the way you think. After you have given it a try, please leave a comment to let me know how it went. What discomfort did you accept, and what did you discover about yourself as a result? Step 3. Cleanse your mind by cleansing your space. Epictetus reminds us that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And there are moments when we feel overwhelmed, dispersed, and stuck as a response to the chaos that is happening around us. We do not always recognize that our surroundings, whether they are physical or digital, have a direct effect on our mental state. This stage is very important because a messy area can lead to a cluttered mentality. Over the next week, you will clear your thoughts by clearing your environment, taking it one small step at a time. Let's begin with your physical environment. Take a close look at your home, your workstation, your car, or any other place where you spend a lot of time. What do you observe? Are there stacks of paper, miscellaneous items that don't have a place, and clothes that you haven't worn in years? That mess is not simply sitting there. It is taking away your energy, your concentration, and even your peace of mind. Here is the challenge. Pick one area to work on today. It may be your desk, your nightstand, or even just a single drawer. Begin with a tiny amount, but make sure to cover everything. For every object, ask yourself, is this useful? Does it make me happy? Does it help me to create the life I want? If the answer is no, then just drop it. You can donate it, recycle it, or throw it out, but don't let it sit around. While you are decluttering, take a time to appreciate the process. Making physical space is a way to take care of yourself. It is a means of reminding yourself that you are worthy of an environment that promotes your development and peace of mind. You are not simply discarding items, you are making room for clarity, focus, and intention to flourish. However, we will not stop at that point. Physical clutter is only one part of the bigger picture. Let's discuss digital clutter, which is the invisible mess that can be just as exhausting. Begin with your email inbox. At this moment, how many emails do you have that you have not yet read? 50, 500, perhaps even a few thousand. You are not the only one. There is no need to be concerned. But today is the day to take charge. Unsubscribe from newsletters that you never read. Remove emails that you do not need, and organize the crucial ones into folders. When you notice your inbox is clear, you will feel a sense of relief that makes every minute you spend on it worthwhile. Trust me. Next, go to your phone or computer. Look through your applications, documents, and pictures. Remove any files that you haven't seen or viewed in months. Make folders for the items you want to keep and save copies of everything that is vital. You will find it much easier to concentrate and be productive without interruptions when your digital area is structured. Now, let's discuss your mental state. After you have cleared your physical and digital environs, you will see that you have much more space to think, plan, and just be. However, I suggest incorporating a little attention into the exercise in order to completely clear your thoughts. You can either light a candle or open a window to bring in some fresh air. Put on some relaxing music or just sit in your newly cleansed room and take a few deep breaths. This is not simply about cleaning up. It is about establishing an environment that is quiet, purposeful, and motivating. Continue to build on this momentum as the week progresses. Choose a different place to clear every day. You will have changed not only your surroundings, but also your mental energy by the end of the week. You will feel more focused, lighter, and prepared to face any challenges that come your way. Keep in mind that this isn't only about having a clean space or an inbox that is ordered. It involves gaining control of your surroundings and, as a result, your thoughts. Your thoughts will be in order when your surroundings are in order. You will find it simpler to concentrate, remain focused, and feel at peace with yourself. Step 4. Eat for vitality, not just pleasure. The Stoics were quite straightforward in their teachings regarding self-control and discipline. Seneca made the astute observation that self-control is strength, right thought is mastery. Take a moment to consider that. The food we eat is not just a source of energy, it also shows how we feel about ourselves. Overindulging in things that are harmful to us might result in sluggishness, unhappiness, and even misery. For the next week, we will be concentrating on eating for energy rather than merely enjoyment. Your body needs to be nourished, and now is the time to do it. Let's begin with a straightforward change. Examine the contents of your kitchen or the food that is now on your plate. Do your meals consist mostly of processed snacks, sugary delights, or heavy, oily foods? This week, focus on replacing those meals with whole foods that are rich in nutrients that will give you energy and help you think more clearly. Consider colorful veggies, fresh fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains. Choose a handful of nuts or some sliced cucumber with hummus instead of chips. Instead of drinking that sugary soda, try drinking a tall glass of water with a squeeze of lemon or some fresh mint. However, this is not solely about the food you consume. It also pertains to the manner in which you consume it. The Stoics believed in being careful and moderate in all things, including what they ate. So here is something for you to practice. When you eat next, focus on your meal and don't do anything else at the same time. Stop using your phone, switch off the television, and concentrate on the food that is in front of you. Take a minute to appreciate the colors, textures, and fragrances of your cuisine. Take your time chewing each bite and savor the tastes as you eat. Eating thoughtfully not only helps with digestion, but also allows you to actually enjoy and connect with the food you are providing your body. Another important aspect of this process is hydration. The majority of us do not consume enough water during the day, and this has an impact on everything, including our energy levels, concentration, and even our mood. This week, try to drink at least 8 glasses of water every day. Before you drink anything else in the morning, including coffee, drink a glass of water. For a refreshing twist, add a slice of lemon or lime, or a few slices of cucumber. If plain water seems uninteresting, herbal teas or fruit-infused water can be a good substitute. The most important thing is to make sure that your body is hydrated and working well. You don't need to be flawless. This isn't about going without or following a rigid diet. It is about making deliberate decisions that are in line with the type of life you choose to lead. It's okay to indulge every once in a while, but be sure that it is a deliberate choice rather than an automatic behavior. According to Epictetus, we are what we repeatedly do. The way you eat affects not just your body, but also your mind and spirit. And here's a piece of advice for planning. Make some nutritious snacks or meals ahead of time at the start of the week. When you get hungry, you can have healthy options that are easy to prepare by chopping up some vegetables, cooking a batch of quinoa, or baking some chicken breasts. If you make it easier to choose healthy options, you are less likely to choose unhealthy ones simply because they are more convenient. You will begin to see the changes by the end of this week. Foods that are good for your body also help your mind. You will feel more energized, lighter, and more concentrated. Your desire for junk food will decrease, and you will start to crave items that make you feel good on the inside. Step 5. Journal your intentions and reflections. Marcus Aurelius, a well-known Stoic philosopher, wrote his meditations for his own benefit rather than for anybody else to read. It was a means for him to think about things, to be true to his principles, and to make sure that his actions were in line with his ideals. He used his journal to help him navigate his thoughts and decisions. Now you will do the same thing. For the next week, you will spend 10 minutes every evening writing down your aims and thoughts in a journal. This straightforward practice has the ability to change the way you view yourself and the world you live in. Begin by locating a notebook or journal that you adore, something that feels welcoming and special to you. This is not just a collection of random thoughts. It is a sacred area for you to discover and grow as a person. You can use a digital notebook or a notes app on your phone if you would like. The medium is not important. The devotion is. Every evening, take 10 minutes to yourself in a calm place. You can light a candle, play calm music, or just sit quietly. Start by thinking about it. Think about the things that went well today. What was difficult for me? What can I learn from those experiences? Put these thoughts down on paper in an honest way without passing judgment. This is not about writing flawlessly. It is about capturing your inner dialogue and achieving insight. After then, concentrate on what you want to do the following day. Consider this question: what do I want to accomplish tomorrow? In what ways do I want to be there for myself and for other people? Be precise. Instead of saying, "I want to be productive," say, "I will focus on completing the first draft of my project before noon." Your intentions should be based on your principles and should be able to be put into action. Epictetus once remarked, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Use your notebook as a guide to help you become the person you want to be. Gratitude is a great way to enhance your journaling practice. At the end of each day, before you put your journal away, make sure to jot down 3 things that you are thankful for. They don't have to be significant. Sometimes all it takes is a grin from a stranger or a cup of your favorite tea to make you feel better. Gratitude may change the way you see things and remind you of all the good things in your life, even when times are bad. Journaling is not only about processing the events of the day, it is also about having a conversation with yourself. As time goes on, you will begin to notice patterns in the way you think and behave. You will be able to see the areas in which you have improved and the areas in which you still need to improve. This awareness is the basis for mastering oneself. As the week progresses, you will discover that writing is something you anticipate doing. It will provide you with an opportunity to reflect on your thoughts and feelings and to make adjustments as needed. It's as if you're holding a mirror up to your soul. You will see how your way of thinking changes, how your objectives become more distinct, and how you become more in line with your principles. This is your opportunity to develop a deeper relationship with yourself. Are you prepared to grab a pen and begin this exercise? Don't overthink it if you have never kept a notebook before. Simply begin writing and let the words to come out on their own. In a few days, you will be amazed that you ever lived without it. I would really like to know about your experience in the comments after you have given it a try. What did you learn about yourself by keeping a journal? What are your plans for tomorrow? Step 6. Embrace movement as medicine. The Stoics recognized that the body and the mind are closely linked to one another. For them, keeping their bodies healthy was not a matter of vanity, it was a responsibility. Epictetus once stated, "Difficulties show what men are." One of the most significant tests of resilience and discipline is how we treat and move our bodies. I challenge you to use movement as a form of medicine over the next 7 days. This means that you should use it to benefit not just your body, but also your mind and soul. Let's begin with a basic fact. Movement is essential to existence. Moving your body not only helps you build muscle and improve your stamina, it also helps you feel better, think more clearly, and reduce stress. The Stoics of ancient times understood that if the body was not taken care of, the mind would eventually become weaker. This week, make it your goal to move with intention every single day. These days, movement doesn't have to include exhausting workouts or spending hours at the gym. It is about discovering what is effective for you and doing it with purpose. Do you have a passion for nature? Take a quick walk in the park or hike a trail that you have not yet explored. Do you need something to help you relax? Consider practicing yoga or Tai Chi to help you synchronize your breathing with your actions and achieve a sense of calm. Do you want to challenge yourself? Try running, physical training, or even taking a martial arts class to push your limitations and develop resilience. Don't use time as an excuse. Just 20 minutes a day can make a big difference in your energy and mentality. Here's a suggestion. Combine activity with something you enjoy. While you jog, listen to a podcast that inspires you. Practice mindfulness while stretching, or dance to your favorite track in your living room. Moving your body doesn't have to seem like a burden. It can be a way to celebrate what your body can do. As you add regular movement to your routine, be mindful of how it changes you. Pay attention to how your energy changes, how your ideas become clearer, and how your stress seems to go. The Stoics felt that developing inner strength was important, and one of the easiest and most efficient ways to do it is through physical movement. Every walk, stretch, or repetition is a small act of self-discipline and self-care, and we must remember how important it is to be consistent. You will see improvements in both your mental and physical health if you show up every day, even when you don't want to. You have power over your mind, not outside events, as Marcus Aurelius wrote. Recognize this and you will discover the strength you need. This is also true for movement. When you are feeling unmotivated, remember the reason you are doing this. What is the reason behind your actions? To feel more powerful, to get a better understanding, to pay tribute to the vessel that carries you through life. Keep that reason in mind and let it motivate you. At the conclusion of each day, think about how you felt after moving your body. Did it make you feel like you had achieved something? Did it help you think more clearly or improve your mood? Please share your experience in the comments. I would love to learn what kind of movement resonates with you the most and how it is affecting your path this week. Step 7. Speak and act with intention. Seneca once remarked, "Everywhere means nowhere." A person who spends all of their time traveling abroad ends up with a lot of acquaintances but no real pals. This week, I want you to think of your words and actions as an investment in the people and experiences that matter most. We frequently speak without thinking or behave without being clear. According to the Stoics, every word and action should be intentional, significant, and in accordance with virtue. For the following week, make a conscious effort to be purposeful in all you do. Let's begin by discussing how you communicate. Have you ever found yourself gossiping or grumbling, only to discover afterward that it made you feel tired or disconnected? This week, make a deliberate effort to steer your talks in a more positive and purposeful direction. Before you talk, take a moment to pause. Before you speak, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true? Is it required? Does it provide any benefit to the individual I'm talking to? If it fails this test, just forget about it. Make it a priority to support others, provide them with encouragement, and participate in conversations that promote connection. You will be surprised at how much lighter and freer you will feel when you eliminate the distractions of useless conversation. Your acts also need to be intentional. Every decision you make, no matter how major or small, should be in line with your values and objectives. Before you do something, think about it. Is this activity helping me become the person I want to be? Allow your values to guide you in making decisions about how to spend your time, how to treat others, and how to respond to obstacles. Epictetus said, "Before you speak, make sure you understand what you are saying." The same goes for your acts. Be aware of their significance before you carry them out. Let's get down to business. Begin with something little. This week, for 1 hour each day, put your phone aside and focus on being present in the moment. When you are with someone, make sure to offer them your complete focus. Listen in order to comprehend, not only to answer. When you are working on a task, concentrate solely on that activity. Do not multitask or allow yourself to be distracted. By practicing deliberate present, you can change the way you experience the world around you. Another important aspect of acting with intention is to refrain from causing unneeded confusion in your life. We frequently blow situations out of proportion in our brains, making them seem bigger than they actually are. Seneca once observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Take a moment to stop when you are confronted with a challenge. Take a breath. Consider whether or not this is really worth your time and effort. What is the best and most ethical method for me to go about this? Often the disorder we see is just a result of our own tendency to overthink things. As you go through this week, you will discover that speaking and acting with intention not only alters how others see you, but also alters how you see yourself. You will feel more secure, more aligned, and more in charge of your life. Every word you say and every action you take is a step toward being the person you want to be. This week, I would like to urge you to take your time and be thoughtful about the words you use and the things you do. Start with little steps, such as taking a moment to pause before replying to someone or creating a daily aim for how you want to present yourself. At the end of the week, think about how this practice has affected your interactions with others, your relationships, and your inner calm. I would be very interested to know how this stage is going for you. Please share your stories in the comments section below. Step 8. Detach from what you can't control. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is quite impactful. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Recognize this, and you will discover the strength you need. The Stoics were experts at telling the difference between things that we can control and things that we cannot. I challenge you to think like them this week. Stop wasting your time on fights that are not meant for you and concentrate your efforts on things you can change. It is not only liberating, but it also brings about change. Consider how frequently we wear ourselves out over things that are beyond our control, such as the traffic that causes us to arrive late, the impolite remarks that people make, and the unanticipated alterations to our plans. We are unable to influence any of these external occurrences, no matter how much we would like to. However, we do have influence over how we respond. This week, if you feel stressed or frustrated, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, is this something I can change? If the answer is no, let it go. Put your energy into something that is worthwhile and productive. Practicing detachment does not mean that you cease caring. This means that you cease letting outside influences dictate your state of mind. According to Epictetus, what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. For the next 7 days, make this your motto. If someone cuts you off while you are driving, just smile and forget about it. When plans go awry, remember that being adaptable is a good quality to have. When you face challenges, concentrate on how you can adjust to the situation instead of how unfair it may seem. Visualization is a strong tool that can assist you with this. The Stoics referred to it as premeditatio malorum, which translates to the premeditation of evils. Take a few minutes each morning to think about the problems you might face throughout the day. Imagine how you would respond in a calm manner. If you prepare yourself mentally, you will be less likely to be surprised and more likely to respond clearly and gracefully when those occasions occur. To take this step even farther, keep a note of the things that you usually worry about. Make a list of them and separate them into 2 columns: within my control and outside my control. Be completely truthful with yourself. If something is in the second column, you must be sure to release it. This simple activity can be a game changer. It lets you identify where your energy is being squandered and redirects it to where it can genuinely make a difference. I understand that detachment might be challenging at the beginning. We have been trained to desire control over everything, but this kind of thinking only leads to stress and dissatisfaction. The reality is that surrendering may be a really powerful thing. When you let go, you are not giving up. You are taking back your mental and emotional energy for the things that are genuinely important, the things you are able to mold. You will feel significantly lighter as the week progresses. When you let go of things that you cannot control, you make room for calm, focus, and creativity in your life. It feels like a 1,000-pound weight has been taken off your shoulders. Picture yourself confronting the craziness of life with a sense of calm assurance, secure in the knowledge that your inner condition is not determined by the world around you. I would like you to give this practice a try today. Take a moment to stop and think the next time something goes wrong or does not reach your expectations. Take a few deep breaths. Consider whether or not this is something you have the ability to alter. If not, let it go on purpose. Then go with purpose. Think about how this change affects your mood and your capacity to remain calm. Step 9. Surround yourself with virtue and positivity. Epictetus once observed, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." The people and influences in your life are like mirrors. They reflect back the energy, values, and behaviors you bring into the world. This week, take a good look at your surroundings and be honest about what you see. Who are you hanging out with? What type of content are you taking in? Are these things helping you to move forward, or are they preventing you from doing so? Now is the moment to create a life that is full of goodness and positivity. Let's begin with the people. Relationships should be a two-way street where both people help each other grow and support one another. It's not surprising that you feel trapped if you are always with individuals that are negative, gossip, or drain your energy. For the next week, spend less time with people that are toxic, meaning those who put you down or bring extra drama into your life. This does not imply completely shutting people out of your life. Rather, it means establishing limits for your mental health and well-being. Look for people who motivate you, encourage you to develop, and rejoice in your accomplishments as if they were their own. Next, let's discuss what you are putting into your head. Every podcast you listen to, every book you read, and every social media post you scan through all influence your thoughts and, in the end, your reality. Instead of mindlessly scrolling, consume stuff that is more thoughtful. Read a book that broadens your perspective, listen to a podcast that inspires you, or watch videos that provide you with useful information. You are not only changing your habits, you are also changing your way of thinking to concentrate on progress and optimism. Creating a virtue circle is a straightforward yet effective activity. Think of 3 persons or sources of inspiration that always make you feel better. These could be a close friend, a mentor, or even a beloved author. Whether in person or by their words and lessons, spend time with them. Allow their positive qualities to have an impact on you. Character is contagious, as the Stoics believed. When you surround yourself with positive things, you naturally absorb that positivity and reflect it back into the world. You should also consider the impact that the environment can have. Your physical environment should be a reflection of your beliefs and goals. Get rid of the clutter in your home and fill it with items that bring you calm and inspiration. This may be a bookshelf filled with empowering literature, a vision board with your goals, or a playlist of uplifting music. It is simpler to concentrate on the person you want to be when your surroundings are in accordance with your ideals. This phase is also about being thankful. Be grateful for the persons and influences in your life that already demonstrate virtuous behavior. Take a moment to express your gratitude to a buddy who is always there for you, or send a message of thanks to someone who inspires you. Being grateful not only helps you build stronger relationships, but it also serves as a reminder of all the amazing things you already have in your life. Pay attention to how your energy changes as you go through this week. You will feel more in line with your goals and more at peace with yourself if you reduce the negative influences and increase the positive ones. You are creating an environment that not only supports your change, but also speeds it up. Step 10. Reflect on your mortality and seize the day. Memento mori, which means remembering that we will all die sometime, was one of the most potent rituals that the Stoics embraced. This perspective on mortality is not intended to be gloomy or to instill fear. Rather, it is meant to generate a sense of urgency. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius frequently wrote about it, reminding himself that life is short. You could leave life right now. Let that be the deciding factor in all you do, say, and think. Consider this. If this week were your final week, how would you choose to spend it? Would you allow fear to stop you from doing something? Would you spend your time worrying about insignificant things or getting into pointless arguments? Or would you fully immerse yourself in every moment, appreciating the time you have and working to leave behind the best version of yourself? This week, I dare you to live as if every day is a gift, because in reality, it is. Begin by spending some time each morning thinking about how valuable life is. Consider the following question: what is actually important to me? Make a list of one thing you are thankful for and one thing you would like to accomplish before the day is over. This straightforward exercise helps you to be more focused and clear about how you manage your time. It makes the distractions and commotion of life appear unimportant in the larger context of things. However, introspection alone is insufficient. The Stoics taught us that we must take action. Epictetus stated, "Do not explain your philosophy, embody it." Consider the item that has been weighing on your heart and that you have been avoiding. Do you need to have a conversation that is difficult? Is there a dream you've been too scared to pursue? Is there a habit that you've been wanting to start? Stop putting it off. Start today by taking that initial step. Now is the moment to take action. Another aspect of this technique is to release any negative feelings or resentments. Life is too brief to hold on to feelings of anger. Forgive others not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to have peace of mind. Seneca once said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Don't spend your time on things that aren't really important. And lastly, take the time to appreciate the little everyday moments. Observe the sun as it rises. Share laughter with the people you care about. Experience the sun's warmth on your skin. These are the things that bring beauty to life. They may appear to be unimportant, but when you think about them, you will come to understand that they are the very foundation of living life to the fullest. According to the Stoics, the fullness of life comes from appreciating these moments. This last stage brings together everything we have discussed. When you think about your own mortality, you develop a better understanding of what is genuinely important. It assists you in determining what is most important to you, living with purpose, and taking immediate action. You will see that you grow more present, more daring, and more grateful, not because life is flawless, but because you have decided to appreciate its beauty in spite of its flaws. As we come to the end of our week-long adventure, I want to leave you with this thought. You have a limited amount of time, but your potential is limitless. Take advantage of today, not because you are guaranteed tomorrow, but because today is a gift. Think about it. Take action. Succeed. 7 days, 10 steps, a lifetime of knowledge. You have all the tools you need to change your life. Now it's your responsibility to take the first step. Keep in mind the words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, make your decisions carefully, take decisive action, and tackle this week with all of your might. Before you leave, please click the subscribe button and become a member of our community of people who want to grow. Let's continue to grow together. You can do this.